evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monday Night Football in the USFFL. We've got a nice doubleheader coming up for you tonight. And a third game, we'll just kind of keep an eye on the score. Jags and Raiders are at halftime in that game. The Jaguars, who are still alive for that division title in that funny AFC South, the Jags are losing at half in Las Vegas 20-10. But the headline is the two games that are coming up after that, which feature three of the four teams from that stellar NFC North that is trying to position four teams in the 7-team playoff field in the NFC. So our first game tonight that we're going to cut to right now is going to be the Chicago Bears, 10-4, hosting the Detroit Lions, who are also 10-4, a real stout division matchup. Let's go ahead and get out there now. Coming up after that, by the way, Seahawks are going to be on the road at the Minnesota Vikings. Hawks are 8-6. Vikings are 10-4. So we got a couple great games. Let's get it started, huh? All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's get on out to the stadium and see what we can find here. See what's going on. Bear with me a second while I get it set up. Just underway in NFC North action. All right, game's loading up now. Taking a quick look at the NFC North standings. You can see it right here. This game features Bears and Lions, third and fourth place in the NFC North, but at 10-4, they're both looking like playoff teams right now. Bears beat the Lions earlier in the year, so they're trying to get themselves a series sweep of the Lions, which would be very important come playoff time. Looks like the possession right now, opening possession, is with the Bears. They've already crossed midfield, facing a 3rd and 10 at the 42. Short pass, Roma Dunze, and it's complete. And that's a first down. Bears at the 29-yard line. Here comes the 7th play of the opening drive. 2 first downs so far for Chicago. Off tackle. Handoff left side. This goes to DeAndre Swift, and nothing doing. Shut down at the line of scrimmage. Tackled by DJ Reader. So 2nd and 10 now. I can hear in the background that the AFC game has just kicked off the second half. Here's a flat pass left side. That receiver is doubled and incomplete. Nice call there by the defensive coach to double up on DJ Moore, and that forced the incompletion. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Bears. Bears are coached by Mike Martin, and the Detroit Lions are coached by Michael Emerson. Battle of the Mikes. 3rd and 10 for Chicago. Nickel defense here. Back to pass. Caleb Williams short. Cole Kmet, no good, incomplete. 4th and 10. They're going to try a field goal from the 29-yard line. It's going to be a 2 through 8 and 12. No variable risk at all. Cairo Santos lines it up. And that kick is up, and it is no good as he's going to shank that one to the left in the opening drive for the Chicago Bears. Goes 10 plays. Just 34 net yards and a missed field goal by Cairo Santos. Lions will begin their first drive now at their own 36-yard line. Off tackle handoff, David Montgomery, and he's got good space. First down and more across midfield. There is a penalty on the play. It is against Chicago. That's a 21-yard run for David Montgomery. He actually got sneak eyes on the defensive card with 0 linebackers. It was a 33-yard reading. the longest run of the year for Montgomery last year was 21 yards. Great average, but not a big long gain there. So 1st and 10 now at the 43, off tackle, right back to Montgomery, and he's going to get 5 this time. 6 on the white die. Good enough to beat the defensive tackle, Andrew Billings. Inside handoff, Montgomery. He is keyed. Great call. And let's see, we've got a false start against the offense, so wipe that penalty away. So 2nd and 10 now. Lions are at the Bears' 43-yard line. Montgomery's out. Gibbs is the tailback now. 2 tight ends set for him. Bears showing blitz out of a 4-3. Here's an inside handoff. Jahmyr Gibbs. Defense called pass. Gibbs on his own card. Another dead ball penalty, though. And it's going to be another 5-yard mark-off against the offense. Lions now 2nd and 15. Back near midfield. Gibbs is out. Montgomery back in at tailback. 2 tight ends set for Detroit. The Bears come out in a 4-2-5, so a little look-in zone eye candy. And here comes the look-in zone. They did cover it, so there's a man there, button hook, and that's going to be incomplete. Tried to hit the tailback, couldn't do it, and we've got an injury, 111s, and it's Amon-Ra St. Brown. Clearly that's a big injury if you know that name. Great receiver for the Lions. Amon-Ra St. Brown will miss the first half, so we're just on the opening drive for the Lions, so he'll miss most of the first half here. 2 tight ends set now, 3rd and 15 for Detroit. Jameson Williams averages 17.3. He may get the target here. 2 tight ends set, nickel defense for Chicago. Here's an off-tackle run. Montgomery's going to try to get it on the ground, and not much there, just a yard, as it called for a blocking back, and one wasn't present. 4th and 14, and just in Chicago territory at the 47, Seattle's going to have to punt. Injury to Chicago's Gervin Dexter Sr. There's a 60-yard punt, angled out of bounds. It still makes it to the end zone, and the Bears will take over at their 20. 1st and 10 there for Chicago. That injury to Gervin Dexter is no small deal. Right tackle 4, blitz rating 8. That's the 2nd best blitz rating on the Bears defense. He'll be replaced by a blitz rating of 5. DeAndre Swift, an inside run, and just a yard there in his wrong column. 2nd and 9. Caleb Williams now out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Pistol set, actually, with Swift beside him. Back to pass. Williams scanning the field. Avoids the pressure. Throws short, going for his tailback. Swift's got it. Good catch and a 1st down. 11-yard pickup to his tailback. Bears are out to the 32. Again, 3 wide receivers set for Chicago. Lions show a nickel. Williams back to pass again. Scans the field. Looking short is Caleb Williams. And too much pressure. He's forced to dump it off. We're in the flats now. He's going to DeAndre Swift. He's got a good yak rating. And Swift's going to get 8 yards. Got that on the defensive card rather than using his yak. 6 on the white die. Took him to the 0-man column. Bears 2nd and 2 at their own 40. Here's an off-tackle run. DeAndre Swift, and he doesn't quite get it. Only needed 2 for a 1st down. Only got 1. 3rd down and 1, Chicago at their own 41. Detroit Lions are rated good to excellent against the runs. They're rated average to poor against the pass. Full house set here. So the bigs are in for Chicago on 3rd and 1. Here's the sneak to the quarterback, and Williams gets just enough. Move the chain, Chicago. New set of downs from their own 42. Still in a 3 wide receiver set. Lions gets run. Flat pass goes to Romadunze. That's a catch. Good yardage. First down and more across midfield down to the 45 of Detroit. Pickup of 13 on the play. Once again, a 6 on the white die. Paved the way for that conversion. Action from earlier today. The Chiefs were upset for a 3rd week in a row, losing by a point to the Houston Texans, 21-20. Denver Broncos now leading the AFC Western Division. Here's a flat pass, Romadunze, and short gain. That's going to be all the way down to the 30. 15-yard pickup, 3rd catch of the game for Odunze. And he has 41 yards receiving of the 60 passing from the Bears quarterback. Caleb Williams, a quick flat pass, left side to the tight end, Everett, and nothing doing. It's incomplete. So 2nd and 10 from the 30. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we've got kickoff of another NFC North team as the Vikings at 10-4 will host the Seattle Seahawks. A couple of contenders there as well. Off tackle, and got a dead ball penalty. False start against the Bears. So Chicago 2nd and 15. They're at the Detroit 35. Field goal range for the Bears goes out to the 37 at a 2 through 8 and 12. So there's some variable risk, but decent odds from even right where they are. 3 wide receivers, again, split out, lines in a nickel. Caleb back to pass. Williams throws short. He's going for Keenan Allen, and that's going to be incomplete. Defender, Xer 15, 4 on the white die. And the defender, Carlton Davis. Good enough to beat that. 3rd and 15 for Chicago. And again, they're 2 yards from being out of field goal range. There's some variable risk. 15 yards away. Let's see what they do. Back to pass. Looking short. Here comes the pressure, and there's the sack on the play. Darius Smith with a huge sack that's going to knock them out of field goal range. I thought maybe they might play a safe play there and make sure they stayed in field goal range, but they went for it. Paid the price as Darius Smith gets to him. 10th sack of the year for Smith. There's a coffin corner punt. Tony Taylor out of bounds at the 7, and Detroit will take over right there. For Zadarius Smith, that's his 10th sack on the year. He came in tied for 6th place with 9 on the year. Here's a look at the matchup. Tail of the tape, Lions and Bears. Turnover margin +9 for the Lions, +8 for the Bears. We'll come back to this periodically. Let's get back out to the stadium. Here comes a flat pass on 1st down. This goes to Khalif Raymond. He's got it. It's just a 4-yard gain, though. Tackle on the play by Jalen Johnson. Two tight ends set here. Gibbs is the tailback for the Lions. Defense keys on Gibbs. Back to pass. Looking short, and he's got his tight end, Sam Laporta. Jared Goff on that completion. Pick up a 12. Lions out of the shadow of their goal line are out at the 23 now. And they'll go to a 3 wide receiver set with Gibbs at tailback. Flat pass left side. This is going to Tim Patrick. And Patrick has the catch, beats the linebacker, and he's up the sideline. Good yardage. 1st down. Pick up a 13 on the play. That was a short gain on Goff's card. The Lions are out to the 36. Still no score here. 1st quarter, Lions-Bears. Inside handoff, Jahmyr Gibbs. And Gibbs has a good run and a 1st down. Up near midfield, brought down across midfield at the Chicago 49. pickup of 15 on the play. Got that on the defensive card. Brought down by Kevin Byard. So a new set of downs for the Lions. 2 tight end set, safety up close. Kevin Byard showing blitz for Chicago. Here's a handoff. Off tackle, and Jahmyr Gibbs to the right side gets just 3 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs ranks 10th in rushing yards in the USFFL so far on the season, 13-25. 2nd and 7, back to pass. Goff looks short. Little pressure. He's going to run with it now. Forced to run around the left end, and he's going to get 4 yards. Makes it a little bit more manageable. 3rd down. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Bears. I'm sorry, for the Lions. They are at the Bears' 42-yard line. Need 1 more yard to get into field goal range at a 2 through 8 and 12. So you would need variable help from right here. So kind of a similar position the Bears had a little bit ago. The difference is it's 3rd and 3. So they might be looking for the run. Defense guesses run. Flat pass. This goes to Tim Patrick. Goff on his guard. Hits Patrick again. And Patrick, good space. 1st down inside the 30. And finally brought down at the 26 of Chicago. 16-yard hookup Goff to Tim Patrick. And it's 1st and 10 at the 26. Eighth play of the drive coming up. 2 tight end set. Kevin Byard, the safety, up close. He shows blitz. Here's an off tackle left side. This goes to Jahmyr Gibbs, and it's just 1 yard. Defense. Mike Martin guessed run. So good call for the defensive coach. 2nd and 9. Update from Las Vegas. The Jaguars got another touchdown, and they trail 20-17 with 3:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's a look-in pass to Gibbs, and he's got it for 4 yards only. First catch of the game for him. And it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Detroit at the 21. That's the end of the 1st quarter here from Chicago. Bears, Lions, NFC North, deadlocked at 0. 3rd and 5, 2 tight end set. Gibbs is going to be the tailback. Bears in a nickel. They're rated average against both run and pass. Back to pass, Goff looks short, and he's got his man, Brock Wright, hit his tight end. But a penalty, it is offensive pass interference against the Lions. So that's going to cost them, back them up. It's 3rd and 15 now at the Chicago 31. From right here, 2 to 9 and 12 field goal with a little variable risk that would make it a 2 to 8 and 12. So not a big risk. 2 tight end set. Montgomery now the tailback instead of Gibbs. Nickel blitz shown here from Chicago. So Byard still up on the line of scrimmage. Here's a flat pass. This goes to Laporta, the tight end. Receiver opportunity for him, and it's a catch and run. Good yardage, but not nearly enough for a 1st down. Picked up 8. 4th and 7 at the 23. It's going to be a 40-yard field goal. Variable could push it to a 2 to 10. Here comes the 2 through 9 and 12. Jake Bates, it is up, and it is good. And it was a 2 through 9 and 12. He gets the 6. And at the 13:48 mark of the 2nd quarter, we have our first score. The Lions are out in front of Chicago 3-0. And the ensuing kickoff for Chicago, Tyler Scott runs that all the way back out to the 45-yard line. And you can give credit to that return for the Detroit special teams, which are awful against kicks. So the Bears down 3-0 now. Begin at their 45. Here's an off-tackle handoff. This goes to DeAndre Swift, right side, and he's going to get big gain there. Bad down for the Lions all around. That's a 12-yard run because of a box. It was actually because they were good to excellent against the run. It was +2 in a box. The box gave him the 10 yards that he needed because the linebacker wasn't home. So it's a 1st down run. They're now at the Detroit 43. The injury went to Carlton Davis. More on that in a second. First and 10, Bears in Lions territory now. Flat pass. This goes to the left side. DJ Moore, and Moore's got the catch. A good roll. Caleb Williams hits the short gain on his card, and that's going to get inside the 30 and down to the 28. Pick up a 15 for DJ Moore. That injury to Carlton Davis, that is a left cornerback 5. He'll be replaced by a 4. And he'll miss the rest of this game. Davis will be ready next week. So now, first and 10. Bears at the Detroit 28. Caleb Williams back to pass. Quick little hitch over the middle to DJ Moore. No good. Williams couldn't find it on his card. It's second down and 10. Raiders in the red zone now. Still winning by 3. Looking to add to it. Third and goal to 6. We might stay here for this play here in the AFC. And let's do that. Let's go ahead and resolve this. Third and goal to 6 for the Raiders. They're up by 3. Minshew back to pass. Short. Brock Bowers. Touchdown! Gardner Minshew. His third touchdown pass to Brock Bowers in this game at the end of the third quarter puts the Raiders back on top of the Jags by 10. It's 27-17. Bears now back in NFC action. 3rd and 2 at the Detroit 20. Off tackle, and DeAndre Swift plows forward for 5 yards and converts that first down. So the Bears now 1st and 10 at the 15. First trip for either team into the red zone. 2 tight end set. Caleb Williams back to pass. Looks short. He's throwing to DJ Moore. Defender opportunity, no good, incomplete. Terrion Arnold of Detroit made that breakup, beating the 4 on the white die. Terrion Arnold tied with a couple of guys, just one off the league lead with 6 interceptions. Second down and 10 for Chicago. Caleb Williams out of the pistol, back to pass. Williams looks short. He's throwing it to Rome Odunze, and no good, incomplete, but a dead ball foul. They're going to back up the offense 5 yards. That's the bad news. The good news, if you're the Bears, is you get that down back. 2nd and 15 at the 20. Three wide receivers. Williams in the pistol. Swift is beside him. Nickel from the Lions. Williams back to pass. Caleb looking short. Goes to the defensive card. Throw, and no good, incomplete. Hit the interception split roll. 2 to 5 and 12. Missed that. So avoids that pick, and it's 3rd and 15 for the Bears at the 20. 15 yards. Tough to get on a short pass. Would they go long? From right here at the 20, it's 2 to 10 field goal. Variable risk would drop him to 2 to 8 and 12. He's going to take that chance, though. 3 wide receivers. He's back to pass. Williams, short, and no good, incomplete. Got Rome Odunze, receiver, right column, and Odunze couldn't get it. 4th and 15. Here comes a 37-yard field goal for Cairo Santos. 2 through 10. It's up, and it's good. And at the 9:54 mark of the second quarter, Bears and Lions all knotted up at 3 apiece. Touchback on the ensuing kick. Lions will begin at their own 30. Lions come out in a 3 wide receiver set. 4-2-5 shown here by the Bears. They do leave that look in open. Short pass. This goes to Tim Patrick, and incomplete. Almost picked off. Goff hit his interception split number. In the right column, that's a 2 through 5, 11 and 12. He avoided that. It's 2nd and 10. Goff, 6 of 8 so far for 57 yards. 3 wide receivers. Again, splitting out. Bears in a nickel. Here's an off-tackle handoff, and nothing doing. That one to David Montgomery. Got a 1 on the white die, and with 3 wide receivers on the field, that converted it to the right column instead of the wrong column. And that cost David Montgomery the short gain. So 3rd down and 10 now for the Lions. 3 wide receivers are out there. Now a 3-2-6 dime from Chicago. Goff out of the shotgun, back to pass. Scans, looks short. He's going to have to run with it, trying to run for a first down. He's not going to get it. Gain of 3 yards only as Goff is brought down by Jake Martin. 4th and 7. And from their own 33, the Lions will have to punt. It's Jack Fox. That's a 52-yard boot in the air back to the 15-yard line. DeAndre Carter settles underneath it right there, and short return of 6. That'll get it across the 20 to the 21. And with 8:06 remaining second quarter, the Bears will begin right there. Still tied at 3 here. NFC North Division action. Both teams 10-4. Bears trying to take the season sweep of Detroit. Caleb Williams back to pass. Scans, looks short. Keenan Allen, no good. Incomplete. Williams couldn't find it on his card. So 2nd and 10 now. Still 3 wide receivers out there. Williams in the pistol. This time he's got Roschon Johnson beside him in the backfield. Not there for his pass blocking for sure. Back to pass. Williams again looking short. And too much pressure. He's going to dump it off. We're in the flatten out of Keenan Allen. Not the best yak, I don't think, but you don't need it when you hit 6 on the white die as Keenan makes the catch. It goes for 8 yards. 3rd down and 2, Bears at their 29. Caleb Williams, a little slow starting today. 7 of 18 for 83 yards. 3rd and 2, defense guesses run. Here's a flat pass. DJ Moore, left side. Linebacker stayed home to the defensive car we go. Receiver opportunity, catch, run, 1st down, and a pick up a 10. 2nd catch of the game, DJ Moore. Bears a new set of downs out of the 39-yard line. Bears have outgained Detroit now, 115-110. Very close. Lions in a nickel. 3 wide receivers still out there. Here's an inside handoff. This goes to Roschon Johnson, and he's getting nothing there. DJ Reader, for the 2nd time in this game, kicks that white die aside and makes the run stuff. 2nd and 10. Still in a 3 wide receiver, pistol set. Inside handoff again, right back to Roschon Johnson, who goes right back to the defensive guard, and this time he's going to get 4 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down and 6. Three wide receivers split out. Johnson is out. DeAndre Swift is back in at tailback. Safety's double teaming him, but back to pass. Williams, and he's targeting Robo Dunze instead. Let's see if he gets it off. He does not, as the sack comes through yet again, and it's loose. The ball's on the ground. Let's see who's got it. Back around the Bears 35. It is recovered by the Lions. Sack and a fumble. Zadarius Smith. His 2nd sack of the game. That gives him 11 on the year. 2 in this game. Wow. So the Lions now 1st and 10 after the first turnover at the Bears 35-yard line. 4:48 to go before halftime. Safety up close. Kevin Byard showing blitz out of the secondary. But the defense guesses run. Here's a flat pass. This goes to Tim Patrick. And no good. Incomplete. Everything was right except for the receiver on that one. Tim Patrick in his wrong column. Couldn't make the catch. 2nd and 10, Detroit. About time for kickoff of Seahawks at Vikings. We'll be covering that one as well. Byard up close shows blitz again for Chicago. They're in a nickel. Back to pass. Goff looking deep. Empty zone. Let's see if he can get rid of it. He does on his own card. Goff to Jameson Williams. That pass is going to be caught. It is caught inside the 5. There's a penalty. Let's sort this out. He's tackled at the 2. And that is pass interference call against Detroit. The second offensive pass interference of the game at critical times for Detroit. Goff hit the long gain on his card, but offensive interference bailing out the Chicago defense. It's now 2nd and 20 for the Lions at the Bears 45. Field goal range for the Lions begins at the 41, so they're just 4 yards away from that on this 2nd and 20. Again, 3 wide receivers are going to split out here. Bears are in a nickel. They'll keep that safety Byard back now on 2nd and 20. It's an inside handoff off tackle. Right side to David Montgomery. He goes to the defensive card, and Montgomery with a good carry. And that's going to be, let's see, first down yardage. His second 21-yard run of the game, that's the longest he can get. That time it was 17 by result, but a box was going to increase that to 22. He had to stop at 21. So Montgomery looking good. 5 carries, 48 yards, 9.6. Lions 1st and 10 at the Chicago 24. 3 wide receivers. Bears show a 4-2-5. They leave that look-in zone empty. Here's an inside handoff, Jahmyr Gibbs. And Gibbs is going to be up ahead for, looks like a gain of 7 on that play. So 2nd and 3 now in the red zone. At the 17. Gibbs is out. Montgomery back in. Here's the key on Montgomery. Inside handoff to him, and a great call. The only zone they stuffed with a linebacker was the linebuck, and indeed Montgomery went linebuck. He loses a yard in his keyed column, and the Lions are now sitting on a 3rd and 4 at the 18. 2 through 10 field goal right here. Little variable risk to a 2 to 9 and 12 if he were to take a sack. 2 tight ends set. Gibbs, the tailback. Byard up close, showing blitz out of a 4-3 for the Bears. The crash, key on the running back. Back to pass, Goff, short. Williams cannot get it, incomplete. Jameson Williams on the defensive card, couldn't get it. And it's 4th and 4, Lions at the Chicago 18. 2:06 to go before halftime. They're bringing out the field goal kicker. Should be a 2 through 10, and it is. It's up. Bates is good. And the Detroit Lions, at the 2-minute warning, get a field goal and take a 6-3 lead in Chicago. And here comes another kick return that fails to get to the end zone, and the Bears are going to return that one all the way out to the 41. That time, DeAndre Carter got that on his own card, though. 1st and 10, Bears, their own 41. 1:52 before halftime is what's on the clock. Bears have all 3 timeouts and trail by 3. Three wide receivers split out. Lions in a nickel. And we've got an off tackle left side. This goes to DeAndre Swift, and nothing doing there. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Defensive tackle, DJ Reader, too much for the white die to beat him. The amazing part about him winning 3 of those now is that he's only a 4-rated defensive nose tackle. 2nd and 10. Update from Vegas. Raiders still up by 10. It's now 30-20. Jags have the ball at their own 30 with 5:42 to go. Back to pass. Caleb Williams looking deep. Going to Roma Dunze, and no good. Incomplete. Williams went to the defensive card for that, and wow, I didn't realize that defensive card for the Lions. There's some multiple extra receptions there. It's got to be tempting, but it's 3rd and 10 now. Bears from their own 41. Williams out of the pistol. He's got DeAndre Swift beside him. Lions in a nickel. Back to pass. Looking deep. This goes to Rome Odunze. And is he double teamed? No. It's an empty zone back there. Goes to the defensive card, and that pass incomplete. And oh my, there are plenty of automatic long gains. Caught the Lions double teaming 2 receivers, but not Odunze. And left that long pass zone open. Almost paid the price, but the Bears will have to punt. From their 41, Taylor puts a boot into it. 49-yard punt. Back to the 10-yard line field of there. Khalif Raymond. He's got a seam. He's up across midfield. He may go all the way. Touchdown! Return on the punt. Khalif Raymond. 90-yard punt return touchdown for the Detroit kick returner. The extra point. Jake Bates is up. And it's no good. Bates missed it on 11. But nevertheless, that punt return touchdown puts the Lions up 12-3. Ensuing kickoff returned again out to the 22, and the Bears will begin right there. Just 1 minute left on the clock. Boy, Bears were sitting in a 6-3 game, punting it away, thinking we're going to be real tight going into halftime, and the Lions take that punt back for the only touchdown so far in the game. They're up 12-3. Bears off tackle right side, and DeAndre Swift good for just a yard. It's 2nd and 9. Both teams content to let the clock run. We're down to 30 seconds left before halftime. Raiders have the ball back now from the Jaguars, up 10, 4 minutes left, and they're on the verge of the red zone. So Raiders looking great. 2nd and 9, back to pass. Caleb Williams short and could not hit DJ Moore. 3rd and 9 for the Bears. 22 seconds left. They go full house. Detroit's got a good kicker. You got to wonder if they call timeout here if they don't get a first down. Here's an off tackle. Roshan Johnson goes to the defensive card, picks up just 2 yards. And indeed, Coach Michael Emerson will take that timeout, stop the clock with 15 seconds, and force the Bears to punt from their own 26. Tony Taylor out to punt. 52-yard boot. That goes back to the 35. That return is going to be 6 yards. Well, I think I might have punted that one out of bounds, lest you suffer back-to-back punt return touchdowns. However, the Lions take over at their 41, just 8 seconds left before halftime. It looks like we're still waiting on kickoff of Seattle's game. Nope, they have. There it is. They kicked off on time. I just hadn't seen it. Be back there in a second here. Off tackle draw. Montgomery gets just 3 yards, and that should take us to halftime. It does not. Detroit will take that timeout, stop the clock with 1 second. So the Lions up 12-3. 1 second left before halftime. They have the ball 2nd and 7 at their own 44. I did this myself before halftime earlier today, think I threw like a flat pass in this situation, hoping I'd get some yardage and a penalty to extend the half. I got the yardage I wanted. I didn't get the penalty. Let's see what he does. 3-2-6 deep dime here from the Chicago Bears. Mike Martin not taking any chances, and it's an off-tackle draw. David Montgomery, and he's going to get 5 yards, and that will do it for the first half here in Chicago. Live from the Windy City, Bears are losing at home. Lions are up 12-3 as we head to the third quarter. Let's check in AFC action. .224 left in that game. Raiders up by 10. And on the verge of scoring yet again. Short pass. Caught. Touchdown, Brock Bowers. It's his 4th of the game. Minshew to Bowers is dominating the Jags. And they're going to take a tough loss in a heated division race as the Raiders go up by 17. We'll stick around there for the final score, but let's go ahead and pop in real quick between Minnesota and Seattle, see what's going on there, shall we? Live coverage of 3 USFFL games at once. Simultaneous broadcast action. Live from Seattle now. Seahawks are up 3-0, but Vikings are on the doorstep. 2nd and goal at the 8. Let's stay here and solve this. There's a pitch out. Aaron Jones around the edge, and he's got 4 yards, got half of it. 6 on the wide dive, beat the linebacker, Boye Mafe. And it's 3rd and goal at the 4. Blocking back set, Aaron Jones, the tailback. Darnold is under center. He's got Addison and Justin Jefferson split out wide. Nickel blitz shown here from Seattle. Pitch out against the pass defense. Aaron Jones to the defensive guard. It gets just a yard. Seahawks stuffed that zone, and that saved the touchdown. 4th and goal from the 3. That's going to bring out the kicker, Will Reichard. A 20-yard chippy from Reichard is up and good. And with 4:12 remaining in the first quarter, Minnesota and Seattle from the Great Northwest all knotted up at 3 apiece. Seahawks opening possession, 11 plays, 4 first downs. They had to settle for a field goal. Vikings first possession, 13 plays, 5 first downs, and they had to settle for a field goal. We'll come back out here periodically. Let's get back out and see what's going on. Detroit, Chicago. Here's a deep pass. Jamison Williams going into a run defense. We've come at the right time. That pass is going to be caught. Jamison to the house. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Brock Wright is down. Looks like he bruised his kidneys on that block. But it was a receiver result on long pass wrong, and Jamison Williams made the most of it. Jared Goff hit him. And on the opening possession of the second half, Detroit jumps out to a 19-3 lead on the Chicago Bears. Detroit Lions on that drive, 6 plays, 70 yards, 3 first downs, and that 40-yard TD strike, 38-yard TD strike to Jamison Williams. So the Bears now with the ball, they'll begin at their own 34. They're now down 16 points. Plenty of time left, but they've got some catching up to do. Here's a first down pitch out to DeAndre Swift around the edge. He's going to get 4. Running behind Cole Kmet, brought down by Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell of the Lions, 5th in the USFFL with 109 tackles on the year. 2nd and 6 now. Your final from Las Vegas. Raiders 37 and the Jaguars 20. So the Jags suffer a big loss. The Bears had an offsides penalty. It's now 2nd and 11. Williams back to pass. Looks short. He's got Odunze, and it's a catch and a first down. 4th catch for Rome Odunze. Caleb Williams now over 100 yards passing. 9 of 23 for 104. Bears a new set of downs at their own 44. Flat pass. This goes to DJ Moore, and he's got the catch and about 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Here's an end run, pitch out, and a good one. DeAndre Swift on the defensive card gets that split roll for 15 yards. It was 2-9 and 12. He rolled the 9. 1st and 10, Bears at the 34 of Detroit. Back to pass, looking short. Here comes the pressure and brought down. Caleb Williams. Guess who? Darius Smith. His third sack of this game, as he is embarrassing Darnell Wright in front of his home fans. Back at the Detroit 43 now, 2nd and 19. Out of the shotgun, back to pass, Caleb Williams. This time Williams looking for the deep ball. See if he gets the protection. He does not. He's going to be forced to dump it off. We're in the flat now. This goes to Cole Kmet, the tight end. And Kmet's going to get the catch and a decent gain of 9 yards. 3rd and 10 at the Detroit 34. From right here, that's a 2 to 8 and 12 field goal. That would cut it to a 13-point game. 2 touchdowns, away. A lot of time left. If you don't get it, I think you might want to take the kick. We'll see. Back to pass. Williams looking short again. Avoids the pressure. Throws short. Incomplete. Tried to hit a Dunze. Failed on his own card. The quarterback, I should say. So 4th and 10 at the 34. 51-yard field goal attempt is indeed coming. Cairo Santos lines it up. 2 to 8 and 12. The kick from Santos is up, and it is no good. Santos fails, and it remains a 16-point lead for Detroit. 19 to 3 over Chicago. Lions take over at their own 41. Bad break for the Bears. Second miss of this game for Cairo Santos. They're down by 16. You add those field goals, and it's a 10-point game. Flat pass to Laporta, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Lions have 3 receivers out on the field. Let's go check in, see what's going on with Seattle and Minnesota. Looks like both teams have added a touchdown, and it's 10-10. 12-18 left, second quarter. Seattle with the ball. Back to pass, short, and could not hit. DK Metcalf. Geno Smith coming out 11 of 17 for 150 already. We're early second quarter. Out of the shotgun, Geno on 3rd and 12, back to pass. Looks long, and he's got Jackson Smith and Jigba. Big catch of 31 yards into Minnesota territory, brought down by Cameron Bynum at the 41-yard line. And I stand corrected. I quoted yardage for Geno Smith that was looking at the incorrect game. Sorry about that. Here's a screen left side on 1st and 10. This goes to the tailback, Zach Charbonnet. Receiver opportunity for him. He's got the catch and picks up 6 yards. There is a penalty, however. Wipe away the gain. 1st and 15 as Seahawks were offsides. Take a look at the tail of the tape on this one. Seahawks 8-6, Vikings 10-4. These two teams also plus turnover teams. Coming into the game, Seahawks have a couple of injuries. Their offensive right guard is out. He pass blocks a 3, Anthony Bradford. He's replaced by a 0 pass block, but because he's facing a 12 blitzer, it was pretty much an automatic sack, even if the starter was in. Also missing is the strong safety 4. He'll be replaced by a 0. And Detroit has scored again. David Montgomery, a 17-yard touchdown run as the Bears are being incinerated at home. It's now 26-3 Lions. 6:54 to go in the third quarter. Bears won the first game in this series earlier in the year, beating Detroit in Detroit 26-19. So the Bears, even more work to do. They've given up 2 touchdowns early in the third quarter. Heading back out to Seattle now. Seattle has a 4th and 7 at the 38. They're going to go for it. Field goal range from that 38 is a 2 through 8 and 12. And the variable risk is minimal. Range goes out to the 42. Kind of surprised he's going for this, but it's Dennis, so you just kind of can't be surprised. 4th and 7. He is one of our more risk-taking coaches. Back to pass. Looking short, and it's caught. Noah Fant. Penalty on the play was against the defense. Seattle will decline it. And the tight end Fant moves the sticks. Keeps the drive moving for the Seahawks. I wonder how many of 31 coaches in a 10-10 game second quarter go for it on that 4th and 7. I'm not criticizing. This is part of what this man does, and he's done it well. He is one of our Hall of Fame coaches. I'm just saying, that's ballsy. Here's an off-tackle run, and it's going to lose a yard. Kenny McIntosh got it to the defensive card. There was a linebacker in zone. So 2nd and 11. Seahawks from the 28. Flat pass left side, 2-man in zone and incomplete. Nice call there by the Minnesota coach. Speaking of which, we have not done this for this game. Let's get there. The Minnesota Vikings are coached by Pete Quagliarini. For those who are not familiar with Pete, Pete, up until about a year ago, was actually working as an employee of the National Football League. Shout out to Pete. Seahawks are coached by Dennis Crowley, who you may know as the hero of this league. He is our tech admin and bails us out when shit goes sideways with the software. Short pass is good. Geno Smith gets 10 yards to Fant, but it's 4th and 1. He needed 11. And you know, if Seattle's going for a 4th and 7, they are undaunted at a 4th and 1. 2 tight end set for the Hawks. From the Vikings 18, 4th and 1. Charbonnet, the lone tailback. 3-4 defense here from the Vikings. Vikings crash short yardage. Back to pass. Short to Fant. No good. Incomplete. Geno Smith missed it on his wrong column. And the Vikings get a very big stop. Live by the sword, die by the sword. That time it didn't work out. And Seattle turns it over on downs. We're still tied at 10. 7:48 to go before halftime. Vikings begin at their own 18. And their drive starter is a flat pass caught by Jordan Addison, and he's good for 7 yards. 2nd and 3 out to the 25. Seattle's outgained Minnesota 192-137 in this game. But we're all tied up. Darnold back to pass. Here's a quick little look in. This goes to Josh Oliver, and no good, incomplete. Darnold couldn't find that on his right column. It's 3rd and 3 for the Vikings. They'll come out in a blocking back set. Vikings are 2 for 4 on 3rd down so far. Seattle just 1 of 4. Seahawks safety up close. He shows blitz. Here's a flat pass. This goes to Justin Jefferson. Receiver opportunity for him. He's got the catch, and he got 3 yards. That's good enough for a 1st down. New set of downs for the Vikings at the 28-yard line. Blocking back set. It's Aaron Jones, a tailback. Back to pass. Going deep. Empty zone. Nobody there to Justin Jefferson. Incomplete. Oh, my. The safety was double teaming on the tailback. That left the long zone open. And he got the defensive card. 0-man column. 5 and 12 are the incompletions, and he hit one of those. So bad break. Vikings. 2nd and 10. And here comes a flat pass. Jordan Addison. Yak opportunity for that receiver, and he's going to lose a couple yards. 3rd down and 12 as Addison with the D-rated yak. Couldn't get it done. Safety for the Seahawks on 3rd and 12. Julian Love is up close. He's showing blitz. Sam Darnold has 3 wide receivers split out. He's in the shotgun. Back to pass. All out blitz by the defense. Darnold can't get it, can't shake it, and he is down. Sack on the play, and the ball's out. The ball's out. Sack fumble by the Seahawks. It is recovered by Seattle in the red zone. Brought down by Boye Mafe. Darnold lost the ball, and Seattle takes over. 1st and 10 at the 19. Just over 5 minutes left before halftime. Geno Smith has 3 wide receivers now splitting out. Safety up close, showing blitz. Back to pass. And here comes the Vikings pressure, and down goes Geno. Jonathan Grenard gets him. A 10-yard sack, and Seattle is 2nd and 20. Jonathan Grenard is a right outside linebacker, 12-star 1. Both the outside linebackers are star blitzers for Minnesota. 2nd and 20. Here's an off-tackle draw. This is McIntosh, and McIntosh gets to the second level on this one. Nice pickup of 12 yards. And it's going to be 3rd and 8 at the 17-yard line for Seattle. Update from Detroit. The Bears picked up a touchdown and 2-point conversion. It's now 26-11. Detroit is on top. We're still in the third quarter. Lions with the ball in their side of the field. 3rd and 8. Seahawks back to pass. Geno looks short. Goes to Jackson Smith and Jigba. That pass is picked off. Interception. Picked off by the Vikings. Stephon Gilmore picks it off. And he is brought down at the 6-yard line. So Geno Smith turning it over. From their 6-yard line, the Vikings begin. Flat pass. This goes to Josh Oliver, and he's got 9 yards. A great drive starter when you're inside your 5. 6 on the white die. Never hurts that. Got the 0-man column. 2nd and 1. They're at the 15. Here's a quick look-in pass. 2-man in zone. Incomplete. Good call there by Coach Dennis Crowley. He called run defensively, but by doubling up that look-in, he got himself to a 3rd and 1. 3 minutes left before halftime. We're still locked in a 10-10 tie. Third and 1. Seahawks guess run. Flat pass. This goes to T.J. Hawkinson, and the tight end has it. Good catch and run out to the 25 for a 10-yard pickup. Second catch of the game for Hawk. As Darnold hits the century mark. Sam Darnold now 13 of 17 for 100 yards passing. Both teams, all 3 timeouts left. 2:24 before halftime is what remains. Blocking back set for the Vikings. And Darnold back to pass. Scans the field, looks short, throws to his tight end. No good, incomplete. There is a penalty. And it's a dead ball foul against the offense. Back him up. 1st and 15 Vikings now back at their 20. Second penalty on the Vikes. And here's a pitch out on 1st and 15. This goes to Aaron Jones trying to hit the edge. Defense called pass, and Aaron Jones gets the dice to the defensive card. That's good for just 3 yards. 10th carry of the game for Aaron Jones. He's got 66 yards rushing. Aaron Jones has been a big part of the success for the Vikings on the year. Aaron Jones is actually 2nd in the USFFL this year in total carries. Aaron Jones has 314 carries. That's only 1 shy of the leader, Kyron Williams. 2nd and 12. There's a flat pass. That's going to be caught, and Aaron Jones gets it for a 4-yard gain. And that'll make it 3rd and 8. Three wide receivers on the field. Nickel for the Seahawks. Darnold back to pass. Looks short, little pressure, forced to run with it. Scrambling around the right side. Can't quite get enough room, and he's going to be brought down short. Gain of 3 on the play. Brought down by Byron Murphy. 4th and 5 from their 30, and the Vikings punt. 1:45 to go before halftime because Seattle just took a timeout. 47-yard boot. Seahawks are going to field that back at the 23. Short return out to the 27. The Seahawks begin 1st and 10 at their own 27. 1 minute, 37 seconds left before halftime. They have 2 timeouts. We're locked in a 10-10 tie. Looks like Detroit got themselves another touchdown, and they're up 33-11 on the Bears early 4th quarter. As we just saw Zadarius Smith pick up another sack. Good gracious, is he making yeoman's work of the Chicago offensive line. And that was on a flat pass too. Zadarius Smith just cannot be stopped. Oh, Geno Smith just got hurt. On a 1-yard loss, 2nd and 11. Backup quarterback is in, Sam Howell. So we've got some work to do here to take a look at what's going on in this game. And back to pass. Sam Howell looking deep and no good, incomplete. Tried to hit Jackson Smith and Jigba. Hey, a lot of times you get that backup in you. You think they're going to guess run on you. I dare you to pass with that backup. Sam Howell. Let's see if that injury goes beyond halftime here. Here's a screen from Sam Howell, and it's going to be a 9-yard pickup on 3rd and 11. Seahawks are going to have to, they're not going to punt. We'll check the injury in a second. Geno is out for the rest of this game. Seahawks in a 10-10 tie, 1 minute and 15 before half. They're going for it 4th and 2 at their own 35. There is just no limit to the aggression that the Seahawks show us. 2 tight end set. If I'm Minnesota, I like this, especially with 1:15 on the clock. Take that chance. I'd love to get the ball inside your 40. 3-4 defense. I'm surprised they're doing this, especially with Sam Howell. Back to pass. Sam Howell looks short. Goes to his tight end, A.J. Barner, and complete. The Vikings make the stop. And with 1:07 left on the clock here in the first half, the Vikings turnover on 4th downs, take over in great field position at the Seattle 35. First down handoff off tackle, Aaron Jones, and nothing doing. Byron Murphy brought him down quickly. Jones on his wrong column hit that 5 that no one wants to see offensively. 2nd and 10, Vikes burn their first time out. Minute left on the clock. Seattle shows blitz from the free safety. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Naylor is your slot receiver. Here comes a screen. This goes to the tailback, Aaron Jones. Linebacker stayed home. Receiver opportunity for Jones. He's got the catch, but brought down behind the line of scrimmage and tackled in bounds as well. He lost 3, and that's going to make it 3rd and 13 at the Seattle 38. From right here, 2 to 8 and 12 field goal. The range goes out to the 41, but you want to be careful about losing any more yards here. 3 wide receivers split out, 1 halfback. Sam Darnold back to pass. Here comes the blitz, and he's down. He did lose yardage. Leonard Williams on the sack, only a 2-yard loss, 4th and 17, 30 seconds left in the half. It is going to be a 59-yard field goal attempt, I thought, but it's not. Minnesota's electing to punt. What on earth? Oh, you're at the 42. You are out of field goal range by 1 yard. I would still kick it, I think. But definitely a lot tougher call now that I see that. It's a coffin corner, and that's going to go out at the 9. 22 seconds remaining in the half. Seattle gets the ball at the 9. Vikes and Seahawks in Seattle all tied up at 10. Still 9 minutes left between Detroit and Chicago. Detroit still with the ball and a 22-point lead. So that one's all but gone. These guys appear to be going to halftime here in Seattle. Let me pop out here and get a message ready for the coaches. Jahmyr Gibbs, short gain run. Another first down for the Lions. We are indeed at halftime in Seattle. 10-10 tie between the Seahawks and Vikings. Seahawks 200 yards of offense, outgained Minnesota 201 to 153. Seattle just 8 first downs. Boy, Zach Charbonnet had a 51-yard run. Good grief. I must have been on the other game when that happened. That's got me curious. I'm taking a look. Where do you find a 51-yard run? On his card, off tackle, wrong. Double sixes. Best run he can get outside of that is 24. It is a 51 dot, so. But obviously a rare long gainer for Charbonnet. So we'll go back and check in on the other game while we wait for halftime intermission to expire for Seahawks and Vikings. Lions are on the verge of getting ready to score again. 2nd and 5 at the Chicago 6. Start taking a look at some of the overview on this game here. And there's a run. Jahmyr Gibbs for a touchdown. 6-yard touchdown run off tackle, Jahmyr Gibbs. Extra point by Bates as the Lions are blowing out Chicago in the Windy City, 40-11. Detroit, 420 yards of offense to 255 for Chicago. Both teams, 20 first downs. Chicago with the game's only turnover. Detroit a little better in the red zone. That helps as well. So these two teams will split. Jamison Williams went over 100 yards receiving. And all injured players in the Detroit-Chicago game will be back next week, safely and healed, with the exception of tight end Brock Wright, second-string tight end for the Lions. 3 minutes left here. Detroit up big time on Chicago, so let's head back to the Great Northwest as we are now in second-half action. Opening possession goes to the Vikings, who begin at their own 37. And here comes a flat pass, but pressure is in and a sack. Leonard Williams, his second sack of the game. Got one just before halftime and another one just after. Loss of 4. It's 2nd and 14, Minnesota at their 33. Still in a blocking back set. Seahawks are looking pass. Here's an off-tackle run. Right side. That goes to Aaron Jones. And he's going to lose a yard on the play. Seahawks had one linebacker in zone. It's 3rd and 15. Seahawks are rated average against the run. Rated average against the pass. 3rd and 15 for the Vikings. Back to pass. Darnold looking deep. Empty zone. Goes to the tight end Hawkinson and incomplete. Darnold got it on his card. And couldn't find it. 4th and 15. And the Vikings will be a quick 3 and out to begin the second half. Ryan Wright on to punt. From their 32. Good punt by Wright. 56 yards in the air. And that lands and bounces all the way down to the 2. Great punt. Nice flipping of the field, and the the Seahawks will have their first possession of the second half. It begins at their own 2. Inside handoff, Charbonnet, and nothing doing. Brought down quickly by Ivan Pace, 2nd and 10. There's a deep pass. This one's going to Jackson Smith-Njigba, and it's picked off. Sam Howell on his own card is no Geno Smith. That 9 on long pass right is an interception 2 through 10, and Cameron Bynum picks it up. And guess what? Bynum is your league leader now in interceptions. Vikings back to pass, looking deep. Josh Oliver's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Back-to-back plays. A deep pass by the backup quarterback for Seattle results in an interception for the league leader, Cameron Bynum. And then on the first play after the pick, Sam Darnold goes deep and connects with Josh Oliver for a 28-yard TD strike. And at the 11:24 mark of the third quarter, Vikings are out in front of Seattle, 17-10. Final again, 40-11. Detroit beats Chicago. Outgains them 450-275. Detroit improves to 11-4, and the Bears fall to 10-5. Second and 10. Seahawks. There's a look-in pass. Empty zone. Caught. Kenneth Walker. Good yardage. Up near midfield. He picks up 23 yards. On the defensive card. Brought down by Harrison Smith. Seahawks now from their 49-yard line. Back to pass. Sam Howell. Looks short and no good. Incomplete. Targeted JSN on that one. Howell couldn't find it in his right column. But a penalty, it was actually offsetting penalty, so he'll get another crack at that down. Back to pass, short Howell. He hooks up with his man. JSN caught that one. Howell gets snake eyes on his card, completes it on right. Seahawks 1st and 10 at their 40. Fast-moving game. Here's an off-tackle run. Jack Charbonnet. Charbonnet, left side run. He's going to go. Big yardage all the way. He got loose into the secondary. Touchdown, Zach Charbonnet. As for the second time in this game, he hits the plus 51 on off-tackle wrong double sixes. That's a 40-yard touchdown run for Charbonnet. Extra point is up and shanks Jason Myers. Misses an opportunity to tie the game on an 11 roll. So Minnesota retains the lead at 17-16. Vikes are on top of Seattle. Double checking, make sure our coaches didn't show up for a broadcast. No pressure. Just wanted to make sure. We always say no one's ever pressured to be here. There's an end run and 5-yard pickup for Aaron Jones, who now has 70 yards rushing. 2nd and 5. Vikes from their own 35. Flat pass left side. This goes to Hawk, and it's going to be wiped away. Dead ball foul on the Vikes. 2nd and 10. Now from their 30. Love, the Seahawks safety, up close. He shows blitz out of a 3-4. Back to pass. Darnold looks deep. Empty zone again. And that pass is going to be incomplete. Tried to hit Josh Oliver. Darnold in his right column rolled the interception split roll. Folks, that's a 2 through 10 roll. But Darnold avoided it. Rolled the 11, and it's another reprieve for him. 3rd and 10. Vikings at their 30. Darnold back to pass again. Looks short. Goes to Jordan Addison, and there's going to be a dead ball foul. Wipe it away. Vikings again. A lot of motion on that offensive line for the Vikes in this game. Maybe it's just every time I happen to be looking. They have 4 penalties, 20 yards. Feels like I've seen them all. So now 3rd and 15 Minnesota. 3 wide receivers are on the field. Jefferson and Addison split out wide. Jalen Naylor is in the slot. Nickel blitz shown here from Dennis Crowley and the Seahawks. Darnold back to pass. All out blitz by the defense, and here they come. They got him again. Sack on the play by Seattle. Brought down by Derek Hall. Loss of 9. And it's 4th and 24. The Vikes will punt from the 16. Punt all the way back to the 35-yard line. Fair catch right there for D. Williams. And the Seahawks will begin 1st and 10 at their own 35. 8:06 left third quarter. Vikings up in Seattle 17-16. Back to pass on first down is Sam Howell, short, and he's got JSN. Pick up a 12. For those not able to see or maybe missed it, Geno Smith got hurt in the first half. Sam Howell, backup quarterback, taking us the rest of the way. There's a little look-in pass, and Zach Charbonnet's got it for 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6. Now across midfield, Seattle at the Minnesota 49. Geno Smith goes out. Sam Howell is in. 7.1 interception rate for this quarterback. Short pass by Howell. It's incomplete. Tried again to hit JSN. His short pass right card for Howell has 3 completions, but an automatic pick on a 9. And one of those completions is on Snake Eye, so it's a scary card. Flat pass. Kenneth Walker, he's got the catch and 4 yards. And that makes it 3rd down and 12. Seattle at their own 45. 3 wide receivers split out. Vikes showing blitz out of a nickel set. Vikes rated average against the pass. They're rated excellent against the run. Sam Howell back to pass on 3rd and 12. Scans the field. He's looking long, and that pass is going to be incomplete. There's a holding penalty against the offense, Seattle. So 4th and 12, I assume the Vikes will probably decline it. They do. And the Hawks will punt from their 45. Michael Dixon. Oh, too much leg in that one. Way back through the end zone. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20. And looks like maybe the game froze. Might be just me. Yeah, looks like we're going to have to set up again. Give me a second here, folks. I appreciate your patience. It also could be them. Sometimes that happens if their game locks up. Nope. Watch. All right, let's see if they're still operating with the same game number. Well, I think I accidentally hit something I shouldn't have. Give me a second here. Let's try it one more time. Not local. Go there, Minnesota. Watch game. Launch. Okay. And indeed, there we go. So it was my connection that apparently dropped out on us. Earlier action today, Texans beat the Chiefs, and as we just saw, Lions beat the Bears, and also Raiders upset the Jags. Vikings now facing a 3rd and 7 at their own 47. They split out 3 wide receivers. Seattle safety Love up close. He shows blitz. Back to pass. Darnold scans the field, looking short. And here comes the pressure again, and down goes Darnold. Julian Love, safety, gets through. 5-yard loss, and it's 4th and 12. And the Vikes will punt from their own 42. "48-yard punt by Wright all the way back to the 10-yard line. 6-yard return by Williams, and the Seahawks will begin at the 16-yard line. 3 minutes left third quarter. Vikes are up 17-16. Three wide receivers on the field. Here's an off-tackle draw. Kenneth Walker, and he's into the second level. Big gain. 21-yard pickup for Walker. Got that plus 21 on his own card wrong. 1st and 10 Seattle all the way out to the 37. So a nice run there for Kenneth Walker. And a new set of downs for the home team. Off-tackle draw. Walker again. This time 6 yards. 5 on the white die. Good enough to beat that nose tackle. Harrison Phillips couldn't make the stop. Second and 4. Here's a quick look-in pass. 2 men in zone, but on the quarterback card, Sam Howell does get a yak opportunity, incomplete nonetheless, as Kenneth Walker gets a bad roll. So 3rd down and 4. Kenneth Walker is an A-rated yak. So that was quite a bad roll. 3rd and 4 off tackle draw. And no good. He lost a couple. Defense gets run. Great call. 4th and 6. Seattle punts from their own 41. 44-yard boot fielded back at the 15 by Powell, and a 5-yard return. Out to the 20. 36 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Vikes begin at their own 20-yard line. Blocking back set. Here's a 1st down screen. Right side. This goes to Aaron Jones. Linebacker stayed home. It's incomplete. Offense picked the wrong flat. It was the opposite flat that was empty. And in that flat, 0-man column would have been a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 10. Seattle Seahawks come into this game tied right here with the Niners at 8-6, atop the division. They've already split their season series, so it's going to come down to these last games for these two teams. And I wonder if we got locked up again, as I'm not seeing a play call here. Let's check it out. Yep, it didn't take my chat. That means I'm locked out. So let's get back in. Well, that one's not letting me in. That time it might have been their issue. Let's give it a second here. And indeed, there's our new game number. And here's an off-tackle run, Aaron Jones, and he gets to the second level for Minnesota. Nice run, 18 yards for Aaron Jones. Vikings now out to the 38. That is the last play of the 3rd quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter in Seattle. Vikings are beating the Hawks 17-16. Here's another pitch out. Aaron Jones, he's got good yardage again. Up the sideline he goes. Big carry. 34 yards on that run before he is pushed out of bounds at the 28-yard line of Seattle. Aaron Jones over the century mark now. Here's an end run to him again, right back to his car. This time just 3 yards. It's 2nd and 7. Aaron Jones, 17 carries, 128 in this game. Right back to a blocking back set. Defense calls, run it is, pitch out. Aaron Jones, he goes to the defensive card, and it's 5 more yards, 3rd down and 2. So a heavy dose from Coach Quagliarini of Aaron Jones on this drive. 3rd and 2. Will he go again? Blocking back set. Jones the tailback. 3-4 blitz shown by the defense. They're guessing pass. Inside handoff. Aaron Jones. And he's ahead for a 1st down. He gets 6 yards. 5 on the white die. Good enough to beat that nose tackle. Byron Murphy. So into the red zone now. Vikings 1st and 10 at the 15. They're already up by 1 point. Blocking back set. Flat pass. This goes to Jordan Addison. Linebacker stayed home. We're on the defensive card. Receiver opportunity. And Addison in his right column cannot make the catch. 2nd and 10. Safety showing blitz again for Seattle. Vikes still in a base set. Darnold back to pass. All out blitz. Gets rid of it. Throws to the tight end. It's caught by Hawkinson. Touchdown, Minnesota. Got the crosshairs on the short pass. Column 3-man. And with a safety blitzing, that's an automatic long gain. 15-yard TD strike. Darnold to Hawkinson. His 3rd touchdown pass of this game. Extra point, Will Reichert is up and good. As the Vikings extend to an 8-point lead, there was a roughing the kicker penalty. But that'll be taken on the kickoff for Minnesota. And that makes it an easy touchback. 12:36 to go in the 4th quarter. Seahawks now trail by 8 at home, 24-16. Again, they're without their starting quarterback since mid-first half. Off tackle draw, Zach Charbonnet, and he's got another 1st down run. 11 yards out across the 40 to the 41. Charbonnet has hit his plus 51 twice on off tackle wrong and at good times. Charbonnet, 9 carries, 135 yards rushing in this game. Back to pass, short, and that's going to go to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and it's caught. 15-yard pass. Sam Howell, 7 of 13 for 76 yards. Not that bad. He does have the 1 pick. If you saw his card, that's pretty good effort on his part. Coach Crowley really fighting an uphill battle with this quarterback. In Minnesota territory, though, nonetheless. Now 1st and 10 at the 44. Back to pass again. Short, right back to Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's incomplete. JSN was doubled by the Vikings that time. Got it to the 3-man column and found an empty spot, 2nd and 10. Howell under center. Still 3 wide receivers out there. He's got Walker as the tailback. Defense gets pass, off tackle draw, and just a couple yards there for Walker. As their onside end, left side, couldn't make a block. A.J. Barner needed to be a 5. He's not. 3rd and 8 for the Hawks. 2 tight end set. Barner and Fant the bookends. That'll help the pass blocking. Vikes in a nickel. And here's an off-tackle draw. Charbonnet going to try to get on the ground to the defensive card. Charbonnet hits a 7. Short gain against the Vikings defense inside the 30 and brought down at the 27-yard line. Charbonnet now 10 carries, 150 on the game, 15-yard average. Good gracious. And a big 3rd down conversion on that one. Off-tackle draw. This time Kenneth Walker. And he's good for 7 in his wrong column. 2nd and 3 Seahawks. Just over 9 minutes left in this game. Seahawks trail by 8, but they're now into the red zone. 2nd down and 3. 3 wide receivers are on the field. 3-4 defense. Flat pass, 2-man in zone, and incomplete. Sam Howell tried to get Kenneth Walker and couldn't do it. It's 3rd and 3. Seattle, 4 trips to the red zone on the day. Just a field goal and a touchdown. That's all they got. I think they turned it over twice in the red zone. Of course, some of that's them going for it on 4th down. 3rd and 3, short yardage by the defense. Back to pass, Howell, short. Receiver opportunity. JSN has it. Catch, 1st down to the 6-yard line he goes. Pick up a 14. JSN, short pass, wrong column. Only 1 incompletion. Seattle first and goal at the 6. They'll go full house set. Defense guesses run. Howell back to pass. Short to the end zone. Fance got it. Touchdown, Seahawks. Backup quarterback Sam Howell. Now 9 of 17, 96 yards, and a touchdown with that pick. They're going to go for 2 to tie this game up. Full house set. Inside handoff. Charbonnet. He's there. He converts it. Charbonnet continues his big game, converting that 2-point conversion. And this game is all tied up 24-24. As I have crashed again. Happens sometimes after a touchdown, although typically on an extra point rather than a 2-point conversion. We'll see about. Make sure they're still in the same spot here. But man, much credit to Coach Crowley, a Hall of Fame coach, because he's won 4 Super Bowls in this league. Working his way with a backup quarterback. Vikings now 2nd and 10 at their own 35. Tied at 24, 7:48 to go. Back to pass. Sam Darnold's looking deep. Empty zone to the defensive card. It goes. And that's going to Jordan Addison. He's got the catch. Jordan Addison, deep ball inside the red zone and finally brought down at the 6-yard line of Seattle. Pickup of 59. As for the second time in the game, the crosshairs are hit. This time in the long pass, 0-man column. And that's an automatic long gain. That's another thing that the Seahawks will do principally. They'll keep that safety blitzing a lot. That time it cost them a big one. First and goal, Vikes at the 6. Sam Darnold now 20 of 30 for 227 and 3 touchdowns. Seahawks guess run. It's pass. Short. Addison, no good, incomplete. 4 men in that short pass zone made the difference. Second and goal at the 6. Blocking back set. Aaron Jones, the tailback. Seahawks showing blitz out of a 3-4. Back to pass, all out blitz. Darnold tries to avoid the rush, but can't do it. Brought down again. Derek Hall, his second sack of the game. Third and goal, Vikings at the 13. Vikings. Offensive line kind of struggling with pressure today. 3 wide receivers. Here comes the screen, all-out blitz, empty zone. This goes to the tailback, Aaron Jones. Receiver opportunity, yak opportunity for Jones. Catch and run. There he goes toward the goal line and brought down at the 4. Only got 9. 4th and goal at the 4. And their Vikes are going to bring out the kicker, Coach Quagliarini, playing it safe. It's going to be a 21-yard field goal attempt for Will Reichard. 2 through 10. It is up and it is good. And with 6 minutes left in this game, the Vikings move out in front of the Seahawks, 27-24. And after a touchback, Seattle will take over possession at their own 30. They're down by 3 points, 27-24, 5:24 to go. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback. Sam Howell back to pass. Looks short. He's going to Tyler Lockett. Receiver opportunity and nothing doing. Lockett couldn't bring it in. Three wide receivers again for Sam Howell. So not even wanting to show a run set. Kenneth Walker, the tailback, nickel defense. And here's the inside handoff. Kenneth Walker. And there it is. Just a yard gain, 3rd and 9. 3 wide receiver. I mentioned that they didn't want to show that run set. Well, 1 on the white die with 3 wide receivers. Put that in the right column. That's why it was only a 1-yard gain. Only would have been 2, though, on wrong. So let's not get carried away. 3rd and 9, Seattle from their 31. Back to pass. Sam Howell looks short. He's going for DK Metcalf. And we've got a dump off. Going to the halfback, Kenneth Walker in the flat. He's got A-rated yak, but incomplete on Howell's card, and it's 4th and 9 Seattle at their 31, and they're going to punt. I'm a little surprised. I thought they might go for it. I never can tell. Great punt. 63 yards all the way back inside the 10, brought back by Brandon Powell for the Vikings to the 11. So the Vikings now a 3-point lead, 27-24, and they have the ball. Under 4 minutes left in the game, so they're going to try to run this clock out. Seahawks have 3 timeouts defensively, blocking back set. Seahawks guess run, they double the flats. Flat pass it is, left side, and incomplete, 2-man in zone, but on the defensive card, avoided that pick. And Darnold now 2nd and 10 from the 11. Seattle safety up close again. Showing blitz, but he's going to double the halfback. It's an end run. Aaron Jones around the edge gets 5. 20th carry of the game for Aaron Jones. 3rd and 5, Seahawks. 3 minutes left on the clock. Money down for these two teams right now. 3 wide receivers, 1 halfback, nickel blitz. Here's a button hook to Aaron Jones. Linebacker stayed home. Catch, and he comes up short. Jones gets 4. It's 4th and 1 at the 20. And Coach Quagliarini not messing around. He's going to punt that ball away. Ryan Wright. Terrible roll. Just a 37-yard punt. That'll get to the 43-yard line of Seattle, but it'll bounce there back inside the 40 to the 38. 2:06 remaining in the game now. Seahawks probably in 4-down territory the rest of the way. Trailing by 3 at their own 38. Flat pass, JSN, and incomplete. That pass went to the defensive card. Linebacker stayed home, 2nd and 10. 2 tight ends set. The tailback is Zach Charbonnet. 3-4 defense, back to pass. Looking short. This goes to Jackson Smith and Jigba, and no good, incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Somehow couldn't find that in his right column, and it's 3rd and 10. Nickel blitz shown here from the Vikes. Boy, with that backup quarterback in, I don't know that I'd be showing blitz. I'm not going to give you a free long gain with that quarterback. 3rd and 10. 2 tight ends set. Sam Howell back to pass. Looks deep. Safety did stay home. And here comes the pressure and sack. Darnold is down and the fumble too. Sack fumble. It is loose, and at the 30 of Seattle, it is recovered by the offense. But Seattle now 4th and 18 at their own 30. Clock is running. They let it run. Save their 3 timeouts. It runs down to 1:22, and they're going to go for it. Somebody just dropped. Hopefully it wasn't one of our 2 coaches that says user dropped. Regardless, let's keep our eye and set it up. 4th and 18, Seattle at their own 30. They have all 3 timeouts, so they could punt it technically with 1:22 left. They're going to go for 4th and 18, or at least they were showing that a second ago before we crashed. And I better make sure it's probably me that crashed, huh? And it is indeed. Let's make quick work of this. I assume Seattle, 4th and 18, just went for it. Sad that we missed the big play, although 4th and 18, their odds were low for sure. So let's see what we got. Didn't let me in. Makes me think maybe they crashed too. There's my new game number. And we're back. It's still 4-18. Seattle changes their mind. They're going to punt for it. 51-yard punt back at the 19, a short return of 6 yards. And the Vikings have a 3-point lead and the ball at their own 25. 1:15 left on the clock. Seattle going to try to make a defensive stop right here. 2 tight end set for the Vikings. Hawks are going to show a nickel. Here's a screen. This goes to Aaron Jones. He's doubled. The tailback, 2-man in zone, incomplete, almost picked off. 2-man column defensively and just missed the interception. 2nd and 10, and that stopped the clock, saves the timeout for the Seattle Seahawks. 2nd and 10, 2 tight end set. 3-4 blitz shown here from the Seahawks. They guess pass. It's an off-tackle draw. Aaron Jones on his own card. He's going to get 5. Seattle burns their first timeout. And here comes the high leverage play. 3rd and 5, Vikings from their 30. Blocking back set. Seattle needs to stop them here and force a punt, or the Vikes can probably just run out the clock. Seahawks sit in the nickel. .60 seconds left in this game. Receivers are double teamed. It's off tackle. Aaron Jones going to try to get it on the defensive card. Jones plows forward for 7 and a first down. The result was offensive onside end +7 or +2. And Josh Oliver with the big block. Good enough with a 5 to beat that 4 on the white die. Seattle burns their second timeout. But with 52 seconds left, Vikes can now take a knee, which they do. Seattle burns their final timeout. 2 more knees, and this game's going to be over. And Geno Smith takes a knee one more time. And that'll do it. Your final score from Seattle. The Vikings come into town and upset the Seahawks. Small upset maybe. 27-24. Seattle outgained Minnesota in this game, 381-354. Minnesota had the game's only fumble. Fumble lost, I should say. Seahawks got an interception from both of their quarterbacks, Geno Smith in the first half and Sam Howell in the second half. So the Seahawks will fall to 8-7 with this loss. That's going to put the San Francisco 49ers in first place at 8-6. The Minnesota Vikings will improve to 11-4. That'll tie them with the Lions in the NFC playoff race. And it appears our coaches may not be popping in for the postgame tonight, and that is just fine. I always like to stress to our coaches, no one should... Hello, let's see. You don't want to see my big fat gut. Let's pull that up. See, it looks like... it looks much better. Let's just put it that way. Folks, that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We have a couple of big games in the NFC tonight, and the Detroit Lions went into Chicago and really laid waste to the Chicago Bears to split that season series. 40-11 was your final there. We also had the Seahawks at home against the Vikings. The Vikings come into town and get the upset 27-24. We also had the Jacksonville Jaguars trying to win in Vegas, but the Raiders pull off the upset. They win that game by the score. It was by 17 points, 37-20. And then earlier today, another 1-point loss for the Chiefs, second week in a row as they get beat by the Houston Texans. Score in that game was 21-20. So, folks, that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We've got more games coming up tomorrow night, big games, and I plan to block away time so that we can cover those games for you as well. Maybe we didn't get a lot of broadcasts in the early part of the season. We're playing makeup with our broadcast team here in the home stretch. So that's going to do it. Oh, hang on. I said it was going to do it, but look at here. We welcome Pete Quaglierini to the broadcast. Pete, how are you doing, my friend?
Hello, Mr. Irvin. How are you?
My friend, I am really, really well. It is good to hear from you. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good. My nerves are a little shot by Sam Howell. My God, Dennis played that guy was, an all-pro. I couldn't stop him. I couldn't stop Sam Howell.
Yeah, Dennis, I really was. I was amazed at Dennis. Not only played him well, Dennis played him with no fear. Now, I knew that. I wasn't too surprised when he came out and threw long on the very first play. I've done that with a backup quarterback before, thinking they're not going to look for it. But he just kept going passes, more than runs, kept in a 3-wide receiver position too, and just no fear, and just kept throwing it. I was really impressed with that.
We needed Drew Lock back. His card was much better as a backup the previous season, but you can't do that. And here's a secret for everybody.
Yeah.
Half the roles go on the defensive card. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is.
Right. No, it's a good point.
So, you gotta do what you gotta do. The problem was I couldn't run the ball consistently because of the excellent, run defense for the Vikings. So it's like if you have a backup quarterback and then the guy also doesn't have to call run, that's you're in trouble. You're in trouble. But I really thought that if I got the ball back one more time, maybe I had one more bit of luck in me, because the one thing that I didn't get today was any dump offs. So I was hoping I'd get like one 30-yard dump off to get me in the field goal range, but just wasn't to be. And you can't really complain too much, because I'm sure I've had games where my opponent has lost key players. But losing Geno was a tough blow, and a tough blow to my playoff chances too, because I thought I was dead last week after losing, but then somehow the Rams beat the Niners. I'm like, okay, I just got to win out, and I'll be okay. And then, sure enough, today just ran into another tough opponent. Got some unfortunate injury luck, but it was a good game. But Pete coached well, and it was definitely a deserved victory today.
Yeah, Dennis, you played well. Two Zach Charbonneau's 51-yarders, though. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and you already made out your thank you card to Zach Charbonnet. Good gracious.
Zach was
I'm I'm not destined to win this game when it doesn't happen once, but twice. I was like, I'm done.
He doesn't have any other long runs. His longest on that card outside of that 51 is 24.
Yeah. He should be better next year. But Pete got sniper scoped me 3 or 4 times too. So everybody's got their. They remember the bad luck against him. They don't remember the good luck for him. That's strat. So.
Well, Dennis, you are still the biggest. There are plenty of gamblers. You're not alone. There's plenty of gamblers in this league, but you're still one of the biggest. You went for multiple 4th downs in, let's say, not traditional situations. A little more traditional in this league, obviously. But talk about your strategy on that and some of the choices you made on that while I look and see where you ended up. I think you were maybe 1 of 3 on that.
I probably should not have gone with the first one, but I tightened up on defense and stopped him from scoring. Again, it just goes back to not coaching scared and hoping that the roll lands on the D card, which is the weird thing to hope for, or to get a dump off and then get it on the D card. But
I was more surprised in the second half when you were doing it and didn't have Geno. When you didn't have Geno, I thought that might temper your excitement on those 4th downs a little bit, but it really didn't.
I don't think I went with Geno just maybe once. The other ones are all on. They're all in the second half.
Right.
So what can
That's
you
what I'm
do?
saying. There was two of them in the second half and one in the first with Geno. But in the second half, both those times I was surprised because your quarterback was Sam Howell. But
Yeah,
like
and
you
it was on the
say,
36, and you stopped me. I stopped you, and then I couldn't. I don't think I got a yard
yeah,
on there, and I think I got sacked, and I had a punt. It was amazing. Yeah, you did a great job on D. I mean, I was shocked you went, and then you tightened up your defense so tight, and I don't think I got any positive yards. So
Yeah,
that was a great move.
I was lucky a lot of the times when you were running with Aaron Jones, it went on my card instead of yours. But he had his fair share of short gains and that big 34-yarder. So both of us probably should have been calling run a little more, but
I was surprised about
that's the way it is. That's what the threat is. Yeah, so. Hey guys, I hate to lose and run, but I got another
It's okay,
game.
buddy. It's great to
Gotta
see you,
jump off
Dennis. Thanks for
to
coming
my
out.
Good game,
All right.
Dennis. Take
Take care.
care.
Good luck the rest of the way.
Good luck down the stretch. You got a couple more games, Dennis.
I need it.
Pete,
Take
listen,
care.
buddy, I want to congratulate you on your win tonight. You're 11-4, tied with the Lions in that NFC wildcard race. Still technically alive for the division. So you've got games coming up the next 2 weeks. That's going to be for you against the Packers and Lions. So
Yeah.
you're going to be taking on the team you're tied with in the season finale, the Lions. But you take the Packers on this week. If you could beat the Packers, you would be one game behind the Packers. Yeah, but you can't win that division unless you actually pass them.
Yeah, I think the tiebreakers go to him, and he beat me already, I think. Yeah.
Well, you would split with him if you beat him here. The problem is he has a 4-0 division mark. You have a 1-3. You can't get a better division mark. So that's going to be the second tiebreak. So the only way you can win that division is to pass Green Bay.
Yeah, he's got a tough team. I think he beat me pretty good the last time. So
he's doing pretty good with those Packers, huh?
Yeah, how about the Saints? The guy with the Saints. Who would have thought, right? That's amazing. That guy is.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the Saints because the Packers play the Saints tomorrow night. I plan to broadcast that game if you're going to want to watch. And,
Nice.
If you think about it in those terms, we looked at your schedule. We didn't even look at Green Bay, but clearly the Saints are not automatic. And then who do the Packers have after that? They have, obviously, the Vikings, but then they finish with the Bears. And that's clearly a good team.
Yeah.
So the Packers don't have an easy schedule. It's still hard to picture them losing 3 straight when they've won, what is it now? 12 straight? It is.
Yeah. That NFC North is unbelievable, isn't it? It's a wrecking ball. Everybody's like 11-4.
I don't know if there's ever been all 4 teams in a division taking up 4 playoff spots in real life. I don't think it's ever happened. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't think so, Tim. I think he could be
If
right.
only I knew somebody that used to work for the NFL, I could probably get an answer. I did make an allusion to that during the broadcast, so people know that you used to work for the NFL.
Thanks. How are you doing? How's everything you personally and
well, pretty
professionally?
good, other than I keep losing 1-point games with my Chiefs. So
I know. Oh my God.
No, I'm absolutely just fine. Actually, I'm doing really well. Unfortunately, the worst news I can give you is that I haven't had to work since the day after Christmas, December 26th, and I got to go back tomorrow.
That's a bummer.
So
that's a bummer.
It's tough to go back.
Tim, that's a bummer. Are you in the? I haven't looked at the AFC much. How is your chances of it with the playoffs? Are you?
I'm still pretty good. I'm 10 and bottom line is all I needed was one more win to get to the playoffs.
Gotcha.
Right. So I'm 10-5. The Broncos are now 10-4. So depending on what happens with them this week, they'll be ahead of me. But even if they get ahead of me, I can still win out and win that division because I beat the Broncos earlier this year and play them in the last game of the season. So stay within a game, win your finale, and I can win that division most likely, barring some weird action from the Los Angeles Chargers. And regardless, all I need is a 1 win to make the playoffs. But a couple of tough games, just like you guys. I may not be playing the NFC North, but I have to play the Steelers, who are 11-3, and I have to play the Broncos, who are 10-4. So I've got my hands full in the last 2 weeks as well.
Oh, well, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and good luck to you as well. And Pete, thanks for stopping by the broadcast. Always good to say hello to you. Are you enjoying the Vikings, by the way?
I am. Unfortunately, I think this is like a do or die because I don't think next year is going to be such a good team.
Yeah, well. I bet
JJ
though. I bet they come back a year. You know what I mean? As long as they keep that coach and Justin Jefferson together, there are a lot of quarterbacks that can probably make that team work.
And McCarthy's won, I think, the last 4 games, I think. Well, did he lose this week? I think he lost.
Yeah,
this
you're
week.
right. I think it was either 3 or 4. You're right. They were on a win streak.
Yeah, he was
with inferior quarterback play down the stretch. So yeah.
I hope their defense is good because I think this league in general, a good defense helps a lot. You can score some points on some weird plays, a la 2 Zach Charbonneau 51-yarders and
Oh, Charbonnet. Oh
yeah.
my word.
Yeah, so that's
that
good.
was crazy. That's when I about lost my voice, is yelling about Charbonnet doing it again. Crazy.
Well,
All
can
right,
you
well,
take
we're
care
gonna
of
close the
yourself?
broadcast out. Great to see you, Pete. Good luck down the stretch. Hope to see you in the playoffs.
Take care. Bye.
You bet. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I know I said I was already closing the stream once, but we're officially closing it now. We thank both of our coaches for coming on to the post game for the broadcast. We hope anybody else that viewed it enjoyed it. Harlan, wherever you are, I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we will see you again for more USFFL action tomorrow night. Thanks for being here.